Hello everybody, welcome to another live stream with Mint Market. Just had to set up my screen again because I changed the settings yesterday. But I will jump right into the analysis now. It's 1 minute before 10, so we're right on time. I expect higher prices today. We are already running off. My target is 5,650, thereabouts, the relatively equal highs here. However, I'm not going to buy here because we're way too much in a premium at the very moment. So I'm going to wait. So we will miss nothing. I'm not going to chase the buy here, even though I'm pretty confident that we will go higher here and take out these equal highs here. And hello, Abdul. All right. So we got the first liquidity pool being taken here, which is yesterday's AM session. And then we have relatively equal highs here and a new week opening gap here, relatively equal highs. So 5,650 about. That's what I'm expecting as a bullish target at first. However, we had a huge gap up, or a big gap up, let's not call it huge. And we have already moved away, and we are above the 830 price and the New York midnight opening price. So we are in a big premium, and we have already taken out liquidity. So I'm not going to chase price today. I'm never going to chase price, at least I'm trying. So even though I think that this is a valid long here, actually it is a nice one. We have a new day opening gap here, but we are in a premium as well. So I'm reluctant to take a long here, and we can see a retracement now. I don't want to buy here in a premium, to be honest. I would like to buy, but I need to manage my emotions. I don't want to. I'm reluctant to take a long here, and we can see a retracement chase now. Price here. I don't want to try to buy here in a premium, to be honest. I would like to be a little bit more patient here, even though I think if we could make a run higher now if we enter, it's a little bit risky here. I don't want to. I'm reluctant to weather retracements here. We have a breaker here to take a long here, and we can see a retracement chase now. Price breaker here. Let's mark that one. I don't want to try to buy here in a premium, to be honest. I would like to be a little bit more patient here, even though I think if we could make a run higher now if we enter, it's a little bit risky here. I don't want to. I'm reluctant to weather retracements here. We have a breaker here, value gap here, order block, back into the breaker here, high, low, low. Let's mark that one. Let's see how the candles react here. Try to buy here in a premium, to be honest. I would like to be a little bit more patient here, even though I think breaker here. We could. That's the first fair value gap after 930. We traded back into that. But I need to manage my emotions. I don't want to run higher from here. Retracements here. We have a breaker here, fair value gap here, order block, back into the breaker here, high, low, low. Let's mark that one. Let's see how the candles react here. Try to buy here in a premium, to be honest. I would like to buy I think we will go higher from here. That's the first fair value gap after 930. Not sure if traded back into that, so I want to take a trade here on higher from here. We have a breaker fair value gap here, order block. Back into the breaker here, high, low, low. Let's mark that one. Let's see how the candles react here. I'm watching this fair value gap. We have also a I think we will go higher from here. That's the first fair value gap. Wick here. Not sure if that should be support here. Wick from 9. Take a trade here on higher from here. Alright. We have a breaker fair value gap here. Order block. Back into the breaker here. Respecting that fair value gap here. Let's mark that one. Let's see how the candles react here. I'm watching this fair value gap. We have also if we close here, and probably we will go higher from here. That's the first fair value gap. Wick here. Not sure if that should be support here. Wick from 9. Take a trade here on higher from here. Alright. We have a breaker fair value gap here. Order block. Back into the breaker here. So fair value gap here. Let's mark that one. Alright, and that's why it's not good to buy in a premium. I'm watching this fair value gap, so we have also really tricky close here, and probably we will go higher from here. That's the first fair value gap. Wick here, not sure if however, I will take it as now. From 9, take a trade here on higher from here. Alright, now we have a fair value gap here, breaker. So fair value gap here. Let's mark that one. Alright, and that's why it's not good to buy in a premium. I'm watching this fair value gap, so we have also really tricky close here, and probably low, high, lower low, fair value gap, back into the range. However, I will take it as the target is buy side liquidity here. Now we have a fair value gap here, breaker. Just 2 contracts today, and I will put the stop. And that's why it's not good to buy in a premium. I'm watching this fair value gap, so we have also really tricky close here, and probably low, high, lower low, fair value gap, back into the range. However, I think we should go target buy side liquidity here, mean threshold of this down close candle. Now we have a fair value gap here, and I'm going to target 2 contracts today. I'm going to target the target. Put the stop. And that's why I'm going to target 5650. Previously, new day open gap. Buy side liquidity here. Fair value gap. Back into the range. However, I think we should go target buy side liquidity here. Mean threshold of this down close candle. Now we have a fair value gap here, and I'm going to target 2 contracts today. I'm going to target the target, which I don't like. I'm only taking 2 contracts, otherwise I would have targeted 550. Previously, the voice is multiplying. Okay, thank you very much. Alright, I haven't muted my computer. Thanks a lot, Abdul. I think it should be fixed now. Alright, thanks for the input. I think the voice should be fixed now. Sorry about that. Now I'm muted. My computer, perfect. And that's a valid long setup in my opinion. The only thing I don't like is that we are already in a premium. We came back to almost the midpoint of this opening range gap. We are above the 830 price and we are above the midnight price. However, since that's the case, I'm risking only 2 contracts and my stop is a little bit tighter here. So I'm below the midpoint of this candle's bodies here. it should not, ideally should not come back to here after what we've seen so far, if I'm stopped out, and that's just life. So far the reaction is not so great. That is not a good reaction. However, if we keep, we've traded back to the first presentation, to the first gap here, and if we stay like this, it's okay. However, I think I'm going to take one contract off here. All right, so took one contract off break even, just because I don't like the reaction here. It's still okay, the trade is still valid, so nothing broken about the system. However, I would prefer, okay, so just took one partial off here, and I did not like, I would have liked it. It's okay if it closes here at the midpoint, but I would have preferred it not come back like this, and it's still okay, but it's just not as favorable in my opinion anymore here. So it's more likely, it can rally from here now, that's okay. And I will stick to my model and I will stick to my setup, but I just reduced the risk here because I think the chances fell off a little bit now. And I want to risk more as long as I think it's, I only want to risk a lot if I think it's good. And with the rest of the trade, we will be just holding for our target and see what it does. It should ideally close here above the fair value gap now and just stay strong. That's what I would like to see. And we can see what NASDAQ is doing as well. I hope you're good, Abdul, today. I hope the voice is fine as well. We will see how the trade pays out. So far, so good. Haven't really moved a lot. Should, in my opinion, move a little bit better. So that's why only one contract. I'm a little bit worried about the reaction here. That's not ideal, let's say it like this. It's not a KO criteria, but it's also not ideal. We are in a premium and we might want to come back and revisit the midpoint of this gap at some point today, or even close in the gap entirely. And we have already taken out important liquidity here, and we might want to go higher and still take the equal highs here, but we could also just go lower from here. Abdul is looking for short, so Abdul is fading me again. And let's check out NASDAQ. We can check out NASDAQ. All right. NASDAQ actually took out liquidity as well, and yeah, looks kind of like it plays with a reversal here. Could be. Can go higher still, in my opinion. So far, not a significant market structure shift, in my opinion. Pretty choppy so far, but definitely Nasdaq has almost taken out the equal highs here, but just failed here. So maybe maybe Nasdaq wants to make another run higher and then fail. So Nasdaq would be cool, I think, if we make another higher high and then collapse, take out the liquidity here convincingly above, and then fail. And then I would look for lower prices as well. That's my opinion about Nasdaq. That would be ideal, in my opinion. S&P took some liquidity out, has still some room to go to the upside, but is also very lethargic at the very moment. So that's also not ideal. I think I will trail the stop. I will trail the stop below this fair value gap. And if it stops me out, I don't care. Yeah, choppy August. Some days are really good, but I agree. The price action is sloppy often today. It's also summertime, so that's kind of also normal, I guess. Yeah, Nasdaq is a little bit cleaner. I agree. I noticed it yesterday. While Nasdaq yesterday, while S&P was very choppy, Nasdaq was pretty clean. Also today, Nasdaq seems a little bit cleaner. Yeah, might be election time, Abdul. Might be just also summertime. Summer tends to be choppy generally. July, August. All right. Trade doesn't look very good at the moment, the trade. Should not chop around like this here. And I think I'm just going to close it here. It's not worth it, in my opinion. All right. Close the trade, just very little drawdown, nothing to talk about. Basically break even, and yeah, I don't like that it's came here back down after we closed, so now we can see why. So that was a good save. I saved my stop, and I would have been stopped out here anyways, so I'm glad about that. And I did this. Why did I do this? Because we had a closing here already. We traded above the fair value gap. We closed above the fair value gap, and then we came back in. Too much of a chop. So I'm really glad to save the stop here, and I would have been wrong here, and I came away with it, so that's good. And so far just very choppy. Maybe we can check, we can bring in the Nasdaq as well. Don't want to stay on S&P if it's much more choppy than the Nasdaq. I think we need to look at one pair to trade. If one is choppy and the other is clear, we should trade the clear one. Yeah, I agree. I don't like to trade the Nasdaq too much. So I prefer the S&P because I think it's a little bit more conservative. However, um, you're absolutely right, Abdul. If we look at both indices and one is choppy and the one is clean, we should definitely always trade the cleaner one. There is no point of forcing the choppy one, in my opinion. And so far, Nasdaq looks better, so I will just keep Nasdaq in mind as well. However, I'm not convinced about the short yet. I don't see a high probability long either, but for a short, I would have liked to see more. I might look at shorts, but I would really like Nasdaq to try another run higher, take out this low from 10 yen, and take out the buy side liquidity here. Look at these relatively equal highs. Um, it might be enough, but for me, I would prefer to take out the buy side liquidity on Nasdaq more convincingly and then go lower. That's what I would have liked to see. Doesn't mean it needs to happen. Now we have, looks like we have a market structure shift on Nasdaq on the 3-minute so far. Let me check the 1-minute. Market structure shift here, not a clean fair value gap so far. Difficult. Okay, so your limit order did not got filled. Yeah, that's bad. Sometimes you're unlucky. One handle, damn it. All right. And I was 0.02 away from my sell entry, man. Would have been 0.5% today. Still looking for shorts Nasdaq. Yeah. Don't beat yourself up. Can happen sometimes. Sometimes you miss the entry, sometimes you miss the trade. It's okay. Just stay calm and do not revenge trade. There will be more opportunities. There's enough opportunities. And would have, should have, could have, should not be in your head. But yeah, sometimes I know what you mean. Sometimes it's a little bit frustrating. Happens to everybody. So far, Nasdaq shows a reaction lower. We have definitely a market structure shift here. Fair value gap would be here. Not sure if I like anything for a sell here. Fair value gap here. However, I don't really like this fair value gap here, so I don't think I would short here. Just a gut feeling or experience, however you want to call it. That's not a fair value gap. That looks like a nice short in my opinion. There's nothing really I feel very comfortable with. We took out the liquidity here. Let's see if this fair value gap acts as resistance or if it goes through. I'm not very confident to short here. Would not short here, me personally. It is according to the technically it's okay to short here. We had a market structure shift. We came back in the range, fair value gap here. I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable also if with the, I have in mind that we haven't really taken out the sell, that we have not taken out the sell side liquidity convincingly, and we have taken the sell side out here. Let's see. And also S&P doesn't really look heavy, so S&P very indecisive. That's why I don't view this as a very strong short entry here. I think there's still some work and room for the upside possible. Pretty choppy still. I might be wrong. Nasdaq, Nasdaq, Nasdaq. Yeah, not going to short here. It can run without me. It's okay. And that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's not what I would like to see if I would enter the short here on Nasdaq. And call it logic and gut feeling. I want to see a more convincing buy stop run here in the Nasdaq and in the S&P, and then go lower. Would have been an easy in out of the market for me. Now I have to sit flat for another half an hour. Yeah, that's how it is sometimes. Now we gotta wait, but maybe we get the even better trade later. So it is what it is. Don't beat yourself up about it. And I would have been profitable with the long, however I would have been stopped out. My stop would have been too tight anyway, so good that I closed it. Traded back into the opening range gap again. Overshot the midpoint of this candle, so pretty choppy. So I would have been stopped out even though I would be right. Exactly, it is what it is. We have to accept it. Sometimes we miss, sometimes the market doesn't give us the opportunity. Sometimes it's our fault, sometimes it's the market's fault. We just stay calm and wait for a good opportunity later on. Right, so far so good. Not a real amazing trade so far, but we at least saved the stop out. I think we will still see the buy side liquidity taken, so at least our target is still in play, I think, in the S&P, and the Nasdaq is still choppy. And the Nasdaq Nasdaq is using this fair value gap as potential inversion fair value gap, so not super bearish in my opinion so far. In the best case, that's consolidation. But it would be nice to see another run higher with the Nasdaq. And we could target sell side liquidity at a later point in time on the day. That would be very nice if we could do that. So my idea is we see a buy side liquidity run and a market structure shift after, and then I would be looking for shorts today. And this is really nice buy side liquidity here for Nasdaq, and we can see later if it stays strong here or if we see a market structure shift and a reversal here. I would not sell a turtle soup here. I would be waiting for confirmation after we run the buy side liquidity here and see if we can get a nice short opportunity. S&P almost there. Remember 5650, my target. Almost there. Nasdaq, I think, will find strength again. I'm pretty sure so far. S&P the leader, Nasdaq the sixth sister, but I'm pretty sure Nasdaq will catch up as well. And we will see the buy side hit at about 19,695 at some point eventually. And I think we will do it today. The bodies respect the first fair value gap here. See the fair value gap of the red fair value gap here. First fair value gap at 930. So far, very nice reaction on the bodies of on the 2 minute. And we will see we have also daily high. So daily high of can't touch it. Daily high 5650.5. So that's also a target. Previous day's high. And we got that. So nice. Target reached. Remember 5650 target in the S&P. Target reached on the S&P. Paper trading. So nice that we were right about the bias and the prediction here so far. And I'm even more happy that I killed the trade before it stopped me out. And so I have at least not a loss, even though I was not riding up the trade. And S&P or Nasdaq has to catch up still. My girlfriend just told me that she brought some ice home, so I have to kill the stream right now and get some ice cream. Just joking. I will stay another 25 minutes, but I'm definitely in a hurry to close the stream after 5 p.m. today, a.m. today. a.m. New York time. Sorry, now I'm totally confused. I'm talking bullshit now. After 11 a.m. New York time. It's 5 p.m. Austrian time. Looking forward to ice cream though. Let's see if we can get the short, Sweden short trade as well. And yeah, so far nice. I want to see the S&P go through a little bit more convincingly, and then we will look if there's any short setups presenting today, and we could look and see if there is a chance to get back to the opening range midpoint. We haven't seen that yet. Later on, if we get a market structure shift, let's see if the market shows some weakness after taking out the sell side liquidity or not. But the previous day's high is a potential area to look for turtle soup, so we got that. So 5650.5 previous day's highs and new day opening gap is an area for turtle soup. Where we could look and see if we do get anything. So far, because so far we have to see that yesterday's close was here, 5606 approximately. We opened already in a premium, we opened higher, had a little bit retracement, did not make it to the midpoint, so that's a sign for strength here. And bodies actually closed at the first quarter here. New day opening range gap, 50% at the bodies here, so that's sign for strength. We have buy side liquidity above us, and that's what we got, even though it was a little bit choppy. And I would like to see wings. Nasdaq should get some wings now. I would like to see the Nasdaq get some wings. New day opening gap is below us, opening range gap is below us, 830 price is below us, midnight price is below us. A lot of liquidity. We had not a real liquidity run so far. Since yesterday, 7 o'clock basically New York time, we just had a straight run up. And it's reasonably, in my opinion, to expect some kind of retracement or maybe a short opportunity. But we have to wait for that so far. if that happens, that could be a really nice opportunity. Either we get maybe the opportunity at the full hour macro at 10:50 to 11:10, or we get a retracement setup starting at 11:30 for the lunch macro. Now we had a buy side liquidity run. Now it really took out the liquidity here, traded into the new day opening gap. So now yesterday's high is ran, so the liquidity there is taken, and now we can see and observe if it stays strong or if it reverses at some point. Important is for me that we have to have confirmation first. I'm not selling right into it, even though someone could if he's really convinced. Oh, now that's a market structure shift here. Buy side taken, market structure shift here, market structure shift here as well. Back into a old new day opening gap. So far, not a real no fair value gap so far. So most likely not a short opportunity for us. At least not yet. And also I would have preferred the Nasdaq take out the liquidity as well, to be honest. Let's go. And Nasdaq in the range between the high and the low here. But I think it's not over with the Nasdaq yet. I think it's a little bit still too early to short. Oh man, I'm looking forward to ice cream. Really hungry at the moment. And so far, yeah, that's what I want to see. Another run higher. That's good in my opinion. I don't want to see. That would have been too early for me to short here. So Nasdaq making another run high, another attempt to go higher as well. And that's what I want to see. I want to see the Nasdaq taking out its low as well, ideally. S&P just made a second attempt, ran out the liquidity again. Which is fine. And Nasdaq is about to take out the liquidity, as we can see here, in my opinion. And then we have like 6 minutes left until the full hour macro starts. And we can see if the macro gives us any setup for a short here. So we have some lows here, so we can wait and see if this becomes a market structure shift at some point. Liquidity is definitely taken here. And now we have to see if we get some weakness or not, or if it just stays strong. And again, doesn't need to happen in the full hour macro from 10:50 to 11:10. We could also see retracement starting at 11:30 with the lunch macro retracement. You took a short and lost. Bad decision. Happy with the loss closing the day. All right. Yeah. After loss, sometimes it's good to step away. Take it easy. Nothing wrong about that. Can happen sometimes. Maybe you want to share. Maybe you want to share which short you took. Would be interesting to if you share your trade idea, entry and stop, if you like. If not, just relax, turn the charts off and take it easy. All right. Stop. Another attempt to go higher here. And the Nasdaq is, I think the Nasdaq will do it now with the 10:50 macro. It should start spooling in like 2 or 3 minutes, and then Nasdaq should be able to take out the highs, and we'll see what S&P does. Wants to go a little bit lower from here. Where's the next area for S&P? Is this a high here? Oh, no. All right, yeah, SPX, OTA, FIP, 79 level, 10 a.m. fair value gap entry, and SPX has already took liquidity, so I thought it was the entry. All right. Not sure if I find the right setup, but 10, oh yeah, 10, probably mean that one. 10 a.m. fair value gap entry. All right, so guess you shorted somewhere here. If I compare it with the Nasdaq. Minimum contract size for Nasdaq is one, I don't know why, so it basically can take Much risk money from the prop firm. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the SPX. I know what you mean. You have to take one contract, and one contract is yeah, probably too much risk with your account. I think 250 bucks, right? That's why my stop was not above the last high before 9 a.m. Before 10 a.m. All right. Yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes you read it wrong. Sometimes you make a bad decision. Um, it's just one losing trade. Don't worry about it. Take the day off and come back tomorrow. I will be, or just you can just stay, observe price, just demo trade it, demo read it. Nothing wrong about that. And Nasdaq just took out the highs very shallowly. S&P even higher. So let's see if S&P wants to turn around at some point. Doesn't have to do it, but if I will take a short. If not, if S&P just stays strong, it is what it is. Doesn't mean we have to get a short opportunity, but I would be only interested in a short here today. If not, maybe we get one tomorrow. Nasdaq basically almost took out the highs. Okay. SPX has a smaller contract size, but you like Nasdaq. I don't know if there is a synthetic. I think there is a synthetic uh, index as well that replicates the Nasdaq. So maybe you can look for that. I think I'm pretty sure there is one. There is one similar to SPX for Nasdaq. So maybe you can check that out. Or maybe it's on your platform as well. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you have just one index, you have to see if it's choppy or not. Yeah. I mean, SPX would have been tradable today, in my opinion, but or it is tradable. It's just choppy, so you have to take a wider stop and maybe take less risk. So it would have been possible to trade the trade I was taking on initially. If you just have a, I mean, if you put your stop below the low here of the breaker, everything would be fine. You just have to weather the drawdown here, but it's okay. Also here you have inversion level, new day opening gap here, so you could have entered here at the new day opening gap here and trade it higher. So it's tradable, just choppy. Yeah, then you have the US 2000, US 30. Yeah, the US 30 is the Dow Jones, and the US 2000 is probably the equivalent to the, not really the equivalent to the Nasdaq. Never traded them, yeah. Yeah, you have to accept what your broker gives you. However, I think the SPX is not bad. You know, it's not you don't need to be sad about it. Just if it's not clean, then you just don't trade, or you be more careful. But SPX is still good to trade, my opinion. All right, let's see Now we can see if we get a turnaround. We are in the macro window, 10:50 to 11:10. So we can see now if we get any kind of turnaround, if we see any kind of weakness, a market structure shift, and if not, we just do nothing and sit on our hands. Nasdaq has not taken out the buy side liquidity convincingly, in my opinion, yet, so I expect another run higher. And yeah, I think the SPX is, I agree with you, Abdul. I think the SPX is pretty good to trade. Nothing wrong about it. A little bit less volatility or a little bit less movement than the Nasdaq, but it's good and it's clean most of the time. All right, and if not, if it doesn't give us any, doesn't show us any setup in the next 10 minutes, we could still we can observe after 11:30 if the lunch macro wants to give us any setup here. Yeah, good that you have a winning streak. Every winning streak comes to an end sometimes. And yeah, just accept it. Just a loss. We all have to get over that. Doesn't change anything on a long run. All right, Nasdaq. I'm not happy with the liquidity run from Nasdaq. S&P just dropped. Nasdaq just very shallowly. Right. Don't trust that. I don't really trust that. It is an energetic move lower, but looks a little bit weird. Market structure shift here. That looks weird. I don't trust it. Not a short for me, most likely. Let's see once it forms a fair value gap. Pretty strong reaction off. Yeah, I don't trust that as a short here. Not a sustained market structure shift in my opinion. We have a fair value gap now. That would have been a potential short entry here. However, I'm not going to take that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't trust it too much. So far it just, yeah, so far it looks weak. So far it looks weak. Maybe that is a short. really look. I don't know. I don't like it. Yeah, no, that's definitely. Now we are in the fair value gap. Now we are back in the fair value gap, but I'm not going to short that. That for me is not. I don't trust it yet. It's not a short. I'm not shorting it at least. Maybe I'm wrong. Not willing to risk something on that fair value gap here. All right, guys, I think if we see a retracement, it might be forming a little bit later. It might be forming with the lunch macro at 11:30. It might form a couple of minutes later, but right now I don't see any short setup here, and I'm only interested in shorts here since we're so much in the premium. If you like my live streams and my analysis, I would be very glad if you leave the video or the stream a thumbs up, and if you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Again. And now I think I will grab some ice cream. What happened here? Yeah, Silver Bullet is not so easy in my opinion. Yeah, but if it takes some time, but eventually everything will pay off. Yeah, everybody has at least the potential to be a millionaire. I will not forget those mangoes. Great. I'm gladly looking forward to the mangoes. All right. Wherever you are, I wish you all the best. Have a nice day wherever you are. And I will be back streaming tomorrow again. I hope to see you all guys back tomorrow. And have a good rest of the day. And if I find any setup, if outside of the stream, that's worth taking, I will record it and I will upload a video. Maybe there will be a short setup later today or in the PM session. Bye bye.